You feel it before you see it, that little prickle on the side of your face. And you look up from your phone or your dinner or your book, and there she is, sitting a few feet away, perfectly still, just staring at you, not barking, not nudging, just watching with those steady, quiet eyes, like she's reading something on your face that you didn't know was written there. And it does something to us, that stare. Part of you melts. And part of you, if you're honest, finds it just a little unnerving. What is she thinking? What does she want? Why is she looking at me like that? Here's the answer. And it's one of the most beautiful things science has ever discovered about dogs. That stare is not random and it is not her being weird. Most of the time, when your dog looks at you like that, she is doing the single most intimate thing one creature can do to another. And it runs on the exact same machinery that bonds a mother to her newborn baby. I'm going to show you exactly what's happening in that quiet moment. And by the end, you're going to feel a little differently every time you catch her looking. I'll be honest with you the whole way down, too, because not every stare means the same thing. There's one kind you actually need to respect and step back from. And I'll tell you how to spot it. But let's start with the big one, the one that matters most, because it's the one happening in your living room right now. When your dog holds your gaze softly and you hold it back, something invisible happens between the two of you. Your brain releases oxytocin. So does hers. Oxytocin is the bonding hormone, the love chemical, the one that floods a new mother when she looks into her baby's eyes. And in 2015, researchers in Japan discovered something that genuinely changed how we understand dogs. They found that when dogs and their owners gaze at each other, both of them get a surge of oxytocin. And the longer the gaze, the bigger the surge in both of them at once. A loop. You look at her oxytocin rises, so she looks at you longer, which raises yours, which makes you softer with her, which raises hers again. Now, here's the part that stops people cold. That exact same oxytocin gaze loop is the one that bonds human mothers and their infants. It is one of the deepest biological bonding mechanisms our species has. And somewhere in the last few thousand years of living beside us, dogs, and only dogs, not even wolves raised by humans, do this, learned to reach up and pull that lever. When your dog stares into your eyes, she is not just looking at you. She is activating in your body and in hers the same chemistry that ties a parent to a child. That soft stare from across the room is, in the most literal, measurable chemical sense, your dog bonding with you, loving you with her eyes in a language older than words. So the next time you feel that little prickle and look up to find her watching you, understand what you just walked into. That's not her being strange. That's the closest thing she has to holding your hand. But love isn't the only thing in that stare. And this is the second layer. A lot of the time, your dog is also talking to you. Dogs are the only animal on earth that naturally looks to a human's face to ask for help. Scientists have tested this directly. Give a wolf and a dog the same impossible puzzle, and the wolf keeps trying to solve it alone, while the dog stops, turns, and looks up at the nearest person, as if to say, "You fix it." That glance is a question. So when your dog stares at you and then flicks her eyes toward the door or the leash or her empty bowl and then back to your face, that's not random either. That's a sentence. She's using the one tool she has, her gaze, to point at what she needs and check whether you've understood. Dogs learn very quickly that we are the ones with the thumbs, the ones who open the doors and fill the bowls and make the good things happen. So they watch our faces the way we watch a traffic light, waiting to read what happens next, which is the third layer, quieter than the others. Sometimes she's not asking for anything at all. She's just reading you, gathering information. Dogs are extraordinary students of the human face. They can tell our expressions apart. They watch which way we're looking. They check our mood before they decide how to feel about a stranger or a strange sound. So some of that steady watching is your dog simply keeping tabs on the most important thing in her world, which is you, where you are, what kind of mood you're in, whether everything in her small and devoted estimation is okay. Now, I promised you honesty, and here it is, because this part actually matters for your safety. Not every stare is a love letter. There is one kind of stare you need to learn to recognize and respect, and it's the opposite of the soft one. If a dog is standing stiff, frozen, her whole body gone tense and still, giving you a hard, cold, unblinking stare, often over a bowl of food, a bone, a favorite toy, or a spot she's claimed, that is not affection. That is a warning. In dog language, a hard stare with a rigid body is one of the last polite things a dog says before she stops being polite. Sometimes you'll see the whites of her eyes as she locks on. People call it whale eye. That dog is guarding, or she's frightened, and she is asking you, as clearly as she can, for space. The right move is not to punish her, and it is definitely not to lean in and stare back, which reads as a challenge. The right move is to soften, look away, and give her room. Punishing a dog for that warning just teaches her to skip the warning next time. And you never want that. So learn the difference. Soft eyes, loose body, slow blink. That's love. Hard eyes, stiff body, frozen over something she values. That's back off. And you listen. But that hard stare is the exception. And you'll know it when you see it because everything about her body will be tight and wrong. The stare you get 99 times out of 100, the one from the dog lying across the room, relaxed, tail giving a slow thump when you meet her eyes, that one is the good one. That one is the whole reason I wanted to make this video. So let's put it all together. When your dog gazes at you with those soft, steady eyes, she is doing up to 3 things at once. And every one of them is remarkable. She is bonding with you chemically through the exact same oxytocin loop that ties a mother to her baby. She is often talking to you using the one tool she has to point at what she needs and ask if you understand. And she is watching over you, reading your face, keeping quiet track of the center of her entire world. She's not staring. She's telling you she loves you in the only way she has that doesn't make a sound. So tonight, when you feel that little prickle and you look up and catch her at it, don't look away out of habit. Hold it for a second. Soften your eyes. Give her a slow, easy blink, because now you know what's actually happening in that moment. You're not just looking at your dog. The two of you are standing inside one of the oldest, deepest bonds biology has ever built, passing it back and forth between you, one quiet glance at a time. I'd love to hear it. Tell me down in the comments, does your dog do the long, quiet stare? And what do you think she's saying when she does? I read every single one, and the stories on this one are going to be my favorite. And if this gave you a whole new way of seeing that look she gives you, share it with the one person you know whose dog stares at them like they hung the moon. They deserve to know what it really means. Take care of her, and next time she looks at you, really look back. She's been telling you something wonderful this whole time. I'll see you in the next one.